So you have been looking for something to beat your depression and tried a lot of different things, and it's not really working for you. And you might have heard of ayahuasca. You're thinking, hey, is this thing that is really going to help me with this? And, let's take an honest look at it. So ayahuasca works the exact opposite way as Western medicine. Instead of stuffing things down, it actually brings things to the surface. You take an honest look in the mirror of the things that you're doing well, but also where you're messing up, things you need to improve and clean up in your life. And that honest look is very valuable, especially if you feel it inside that you need to change certain things. So ayahuasca can show you the root of your suffering. I mean, there's a reason why you have the depression. It's not coming out of nowhere. And ayahuasca can really provide an emotional impact, and it's helped so many people with depression, even addiction, abuse. But I want to slow down a bit because, you might have heard a lot of transformative stories about people who have miraculously healed their depression or whatever, and you might be asking yourself, but where's the catch? It cannot be that simple that I just go on a retreat and then life is magically different. And I agree with you. There's a lot more to it. And even though it might have ayahuasca might have been very transformative to some people, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you. I mean, everybody is on their own individual journey, and if that path is for you or not, it's to be seen. So I also want to share a video of a participant who came here for a couple of ceremonies and has had a amazing change in his life, and share his perspective.
I had heard a lot about ayahuasca helping with depression, and I was looking for an alternative because I had tried SSRIs, I had tried behavioral therapy, I tried cannabis, and once I took ayahuasca, I had realized that everything I have been experiencing with depression comes from within, and also the way you think is the way you feel. And my body and my mind were stuck in the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you feel is the way you think. So I was just trapped in this. And after I drank ayahuasca, it broke that cycle and gave me clarity and allowed to view myself in a view I've never been able to view before. And it allowed me to go and view a lot of memories and chapters in my life that I think I was suppressing. It wasn't a cure to depression. You don't just drink ayahuasca and it helps cure your depression. Like, it's more or less the way you think is the way you feel. And it shows you, I think, a part of yourself that you're not conscious of. And that allows you to develop and start the journey towards reaching a higher level of consciousness, to become more of aware of the things you're thinking of and more aware of your emotions and the way you're feeling. So it was the start of my journey. Highly recommend it.
So where ayahuasca is very helpful is that it can deliver an emotional impact. It's one thing to understand certain things with our head. It's like, yeah, I forgave that person, or it is what it is, and I do the best out of it. But it's something else if you really feel in your heart that you're good with the situation, that you processed the emotional pain, whether it's a betrayal from a friend, failed business, broken heart, whatever it is. It's two different things to make a check mark on your head or to make a check mark with your heart, and to really process that. And ayahuasca can deliver that emotional impact, because so many times we are stuck in our own victim story, in our own ways of thinking and being, and it's just like, today you're doing what you did yesterday and tomorrow you do what you do today, and it's just like this constant loop, and it doesn't feel like you can get out of it. And having that strong emotional impact through ayahuasca, it shifts a lot of energy inside of you, and it gives you a seed. It gives you a seed for growth, and it can be a catalyst for a lot of change in your life. But in the end, it depends on how well you take care of that seed, how much you water it. So in the end, it's a catalyst, it's a start, but there's a lot more to it. Ayahuasca is a start of a journey, and a start of a very difficult journey, because it's like we all carry a bunch of shit in our subconscious, and then ayahuasca starts moving that, and then it starts smelling, and then you just need to confront all of that and deal with all of the shit that was before just suppressed. Then it's really where the work starts. It's a journey, and It's, you know, how honest are you with yourself, with your heart? How much do you actually want to stay, change, or stay in your victim story? And it requires you to take that step and disregard the ego and to say, like, yeah, it's actually one of my faults that this relationship, friendship, whatever, well, ended up being broken. So that's, of course, not an easy conversation to have. And then it's, you know, apologizing on one side, but then also forgiving people who have hurt you. And I mean, you can hold on to that grudge as long as you want to. And even if it's as justified as it might be in your situation, it's still not serving you. And forgiving is not easy, but in the end, the healing is coming through that love, through that compassion, through that forgiveness. And, you know, maybe you're not ready to forgive, and that's okay too. But maybe you can accept the situation that it happened instead of wishing that it was different, because the more resistance you have to reality, the way things are, the more you will keep on holding on to that suffering. And like I said, all of those things are not easy, and those are emotional impacts, those are difficult conversations to have. And then also looking to create a new mindset. And mindsets are not just given to you, they're earned. You have to practice them, you have to surround yourself with the right people, you have to, you know, do some spiritual practices on a very regular basis, ideally daily. And those are the people who really reverse their lives. As I talked to them, you know, 6 months, a year later, and they said, like, yeah, I've been meditating every single day for 20 minutes or more. I've been writing in my gratitude journal every single day. And, you know, those are not easy things to do. But those people, they suffered and they understood that they don't want to go down that rabbit hole again. And for them to change, they have to change their ways of being, their ways of approaching their life. And they can be, you know, those spiritual practices, and then also looking at habits. What are habits that are bringing me down? What are conversation, people, friendships to cultivate that bring me up? So there's a lot of other aspects that come to healing your depression. So there are different steps to take, you know, realizing where your depression is coming from, making that emotional shift where ayahuasca is really good at. I had a participant in one of the ceremonies who then told me, I don't know what it is, but I want to be closer again to people. And that's amazing, because a lot of times we isolate ourselves, we separate ourselves from others, especially from people we care and love about. And that it can be a root cause of depression. So ayahuasca can deliver that emotional impact. And then, you know, it's really up to you on how much you do the work, have those unpleasant conversations. And lastly, the most important thing is to remember that ayahuasca can help you, but it's also a tool. And the real medicine is you. It's your heart. It's opening up. It's breaking down the wall that you've built in front of your heart, because you don't want to be frustrated, alone, sad. A lot of those pain that you felt, like, you don't want to feel that, and you build that heart. And a part of that healing journey is to break down that heart, open it up, feel the pain that is there, and then have the courage to live with an open heart, because the wall that keeps out the frustration, anger, sadness is also the wall that keeps out the joy, the happiness, the love. So if you're ready for that journey, ayahuasca might be the solution for you. You know, I encourage you to do some more research, subscribe to this channel, watch some videos, like this video to for it, so it gets out to more people, and reach out and let's have a conversation if ayahuasca is something that can help you in your path. Regardless of any of that, I wish you, you know, from my heart, the best for you. I understand depression is not an easy thing to do, but it's something because we're living not in congruency with nature, with the way that we are wired as humans, and there are solutions for it, and I wish for you to find it. All the best.